Hey guys, welcome back to Freckleface Finance, where we discuss personal finances open and honestly so that you can live the life that you deserve. So President Biden just announced the 2022 student loan forgiveness plan, and it is packed with tons and tons of information. So I had a lot of questions. I did a ton of research so that you don't have to, so if you're interested in what the plan entails and what you need to know, just keep on watching. So first off, how do you qualify for the student loan forgiveness? So if you are an individual, and by individual I mean in terms of tax filing purposes, if you are an individual and you make $125,000 or less, then you qualify for the student loan forgiveness. Also, if you are married filing jointly and you make $250,000 or less, then you also qualify for student loan forgiveness. But the catch is your student loans have to be federal student loans. So no private student loans are included in this plan. So next you need to find out how much of your student loans are actually eligible to be forgiven. So if you meet the income requirements of $125,000 or less, or $250,000 or less married filing jointly, then you qualify to have $10,000 of your student loan forgiven, which is awesome. And then on top of that, if you actually receive the Pell Grant, then you are eligible to have $20,000 in student loan debt forgiven, which I think is just absolutely awesome. So if you went to college a while ago, which a lot of us did, then you might not even know if you received a Pell Grant. So if you're in that boat and you don't know if you received a Pell Grant or not, then you can log into studentaid.gov, and I'll actually go ahead and put it in the description box below so that you can check that out. You can log into your account, and that way you'll find out if you received any Pell Grant when you went to school. So many of you may be wondering, hey, I actually made payments on my student loans during COVID. What happens to that money? And you are in luck. Because if you made payments on your student loans since March 2020, then you are actually eligible to receive a refund. Now, if you are not new to this channel, then you know we are on a journey of financial independence. So I will have to tell you this. I don't recommend that everyone receives a refund. I only recommend pursuing a refund if it makes sense to do so. And there are some circumstances where it would make sense to do so. For example, if you currently owe $20,000 or less, because that means that they're gonna pay off all of your remaining balance, and any payments that you made since March 2020, then you can get that money back and then you can start investing it. So that makes sense for you to get a refund for that. So some circumstances where it may not make the most sense to request a refund is if you owe more than $20,000 and you are not eligible for any other loan forgiveness program, because really there's not going to be any other relief or aid for you. So it wouldn't make sense for you to request a refund in that, circumstance. But as always, I have to give you this disclaimer. I'm just a regular girl on YouTube, y'all. I'm just a regular girl. I live a regular everyday life, and I just happen to make YouTube videos. So please don't take my advice for financial advice for yourself. Everyone is definitely different. That's just kind of like my recommendations if you fall into one of those categories, but it's definitely not legal or financial advice. So I just have to put that disclaimer out there. So with those circumstances outlined for you, I was actually in a boat where it makes sense for me to request a refund. And I actually called them and requested a refund, and I will insert some of those clips here so that you can see how that conversation went. Who have been calling today, has it been the same? Like, has it been a 6-month wait for everyone to get their refunds, or is that just because I waited too late to call?
One of the guys in our financial department earlier, and he informed me that they were out on 6-month wait for that refund time.
Okay, but nowhere in this process will I receive a receipt that I have a refund coming. If I open my loans back up, then how do I have evidence that I've paid them, that I've already paid them off and that I have money coming, like a refund coming to me? Like, where is that documented at?
There is no like receipt to send out to you or something like that for confirming for you, unfortunately. At this moment, hopefully they'll update our refund guidelines in the future to add stuff like this in.
So just to give you some background information, I originally had my loans through Fed Loan Servicing, and then my loans were transferred to Nelnet. So that just kind of gives you some background. I'm sure that applies to a lot of y'all too. And so the customer service rep that I was talking to was actually with Fed Loan Servicing, just to kind of give you some background information. As you can see, that conversation left me with so many questions, y'all. So one of my main concerns is that once I requested the refund, then the balance, like whatever amount that I had paid down on my student loans, that would automatically become a balance on my student loan again, right? And so my major concern was that once that balance was back on my account, I wasn't gonna receive any type of documentation stating that I requested a refund. They weren't gonna send me any receipt, they weren't gonna send me any memo. The balance would just go back onto my account. Also, I had concerns because the Fed loan servicing rep was telling me I wouldn't receive my refund for 6 months. And so if you're following closely, then you know that the student loan repayments are gonna start back pretty much at the beginning of the year, right? So if I don't receive my refund for 6 months, I'm gonna actually have to start paying back on my loans that I've already previously paid off, starting in January until about the March timeframe when I receive, or maybe not receive, my refund. So that left me with a ton of questions. And so at the end of that conversation, I actually requested to not request a refund. And so I'm kind of hoping that there's going to be some additional guidance that comes out from President Biden and how to actually request a refund. Maybe they'll have some type of, power team stood up, or a different department that's going to actually help assist us with getting our refunds. So I actually decided not to move forward for the time being in order to get my refund, but it is something that I'm interested in pursuing in the future. So if you guys are interested in any updates on, how to request a refund and if the process gets smoother, then let me know in the comments below and I'll try to make an update to this video for you. Alright you guys, so if you found this video even a little bit helpful, then please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of when I make future videos. If you can't tell, I'm just a little bit nerdy, so I love doing tons and tons of research on these type of things, and I like making these videos so that you guys can be informed of the information that I find out. So if you found this video helpful, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I will see y'all in my next video. Alright you guys, thanks for watching. See y'all next time. Bye.